Hey everybody, welcome back to Thrifting Tiger. Today we're going to go over 5 tips that I use for my eBay. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Gary, also known as Thrifting Tiger on here. I'm a part-time reseller, hopefully maybe getting to full-time sometime in the near future. These are just 5 tips that I use personally. You don't have to use them yourself. It is up to you. This is just personal preference of mine. But we're going to start things off with tip number 1. First tip that I want to give out is for discounted shipping. If you guys know, if you guys are seasoned eBay sellers, you do get a discount when you order your shipping labels through the eBay platform. It is way cheaper than ordering it at the post office, at UPS, at FedEx. So what do I mean by discounted shipping? Well, this is for the buyers. So what I do is actually I allow discounted shipping for the buyers. So any shipping labels that I have to pay for myself through eBay, whatever I get charged on it, the buyer gets charged that amount instead of the full retail amount that the buyers typically would get charged for. So it is discounted shipping. For example, usually like an item for like a pair of shoes or something like that, it could cost like $15 or so for a priority mail. And typically for me, it usually costs about $9 to $15 depending on where it's going to. And this is just for calculated shipping, by the way. And there is a setting on eBay that allows you to do that. So I'm gonna hop on the computer right here and show you guys how to change that setting if you guys do go this route. Again, this is up to you if you want to do that or not. Usually people will benefit a little extra and profit a little bit extra on the discounted shipping for your end since the buyer is paying a little bit more. Okay, so hopping on to the eBay website here, I've already logged into my account and everything. And I think the quickest way to show you guys where to access this shipping, because it's kind of buried, honestly, go to the Help and Connect button up top there. And I'm just going to type in shipping discounts. And as you can see here by these suggested articles, the first one is shipping discounts. So we go through this article for the how shipping discounts work, and under number 1 here, to check the combined payments are enabled on your account, we see the shipping preferences link here. I'm just going to click on that and you'll see a new tab open up with shipping preferences here. You can adjust any of these shipping preferences that you want. The first option here is eBay International Shipping. I have that enrolled and enabled. You can opt out of that if you don't want to do international shipping. But we also have other options here about excluding shipping locations, using shipping rate tables, setting cutoff times for when you can do same-day shipping, allowing combined payments for shipping, and so forth. So you can change any of these settings. We're going to go down to the shipping discount settings, which is the second one from the bottom, and we're going to do edit here. And what you'll see here is different options for your discounted rate shipping. So when you first go into it, it should already say standard rate without discount. So that being said, the buyer will pay the normal retail price for a shipping label. And then on the back end, for you guys as a seller, you guys get a discount for ordering the label through eBay. So what I do is do eBay discounted rates. When you click on that, you can see the different rates that it applies to for the different companies. So USPS, FedEx, UPS. I have it checked for all 3. You can check and choose whichever one you want to do. If you guys go this route, and just click save here. The reason for me doing that is that when people go through listings and they're searching for items, they'll see the calculated shipping amounts that they would get charged for. So compared to some of my competitors for a certain item, they might see that my shipping is a little bit less than some of the other ones, and maybe they'll click on mine and buy my item instead. So I won't make any extra profit on shipping because the buyer is already getting the cheapest amount that is calculated for them. And again, this is personal preference. You can do it however you want to, but just something that might give me a little leg up in getting that extra sale. But yeah, once you click save and everything should be set and good to go, and you'll see the status under the shipping discount settings is eBay discounted rates. Yeah, that is tip number 1 if you guys go this route. We're going to go to tip number 2, and that is using Terapeak. If you guys don't know what Terapeak is, it's basically a research tab that's on your seller hub where you can actually search for items in the last 3 years instead of just seeing the past 90 days if you guys don't see any sales on a particular item. So it's very useful for rare items that might have never shown up recently but did sell years ago. You can see kind of what it went for, but you can actually do it on mobile as well, and I'll show you that in a bit. Okay, back on the eBay website here, you go into your seller hub, you just click on the sell tab on the top there if you're already logged in. Again, this is only if you're a seller on eBay where this tab should show up, I think. But on the top tabs here, you'll see research. and then you'll just do Terapeak product research. And here you can search the last 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, 6 months, whatever it might be. I think it does max out at 3 years though. Anything older than that, you probably won't find anything on here. But for example, here, I'm just gonna type in Jaws 1993 shirt. This was one of the big sales that I had for the year of 2023, and it is a very rare item. So sometimes you might not see any recent comps on that. As you can see here, there's a big graph here, shows you the solds, and you can see different trends here, what the average selling price was, the range, the number of sold, the number of sellers, and you can sort these by average sold price. The top one was $570 back in July of 2021, and right here back in March 24th of 2023 was $525. I believe that was my listing. This doesn't work for every single item, but if it's a rare item that has sold in the past 3 years but maybe didn't sell in the last 90 days, it's good to look back on that history and see what you could maybe list it for and get a better idea of that. You can also use it on your mobile device as well. However, there's no like separate app and it's a little bit trickier to get to. So what I'll do is I'll show you on my phone here. I'll share my screen. Okay, so on the eBay app, you log in and everything, go forth. There's actually no indication of where to actually go find Terapeak. It's actually not available on the app itself, but you can kind of get around it if you go to My eBay and scroll down to help, and you can actually do the same thing as what we kind of been doing with the other items. Is if you type in on the help area, you just type in Terapeak. I think I spelled it incorrectly, but it's the first option here. And you can see more information about Terapeak if you want to learn more about this. So if I click on this giant button that says go to Terapeak research, and what's going to do is kind of go into desktop mode, and you'll see it's kind of like funky on the phone app here, but you can actually do the same thing, just do keyword searches, Jaws 1993 shirt. Kind of tiny, so you kind of have to zoom in, because basically what it's doing is actually going into like desktop mode, so it's basically like on the web page browser. It's not the best on the app itself, but you can still access it. I think a lot of people don't know that you can actually access Terapeak on your mobile device. It's just a little bit trickier to get to, and it's a little bit harder to read here, but you can still do searches on here for sure. But that's pretty much how you can get to Terapeak. So this is kind of what I do. I have the eBay app open separately, and then I just open up a Chrome browser and go into eBay, just so that I can have like 2 separate windows on here, but it's personal preference for you guys. So you just log into eBay through the Chrome browser as well, and over here, if you click on the 3 bars on the right here, kind of feel like your settings, go to the help button again, and then do the exact same thing, Terapeak. And you can just click on the button again, exactly the same thing, takes you back to that desktop mode. But yeah, it's just something like that. And then I'll like bookmark the page too on here, so easier to get to instead of clicking through the help button again and over trying to get to Terapeak. So I'll just have the Chrome browser open at times, and then I'll go to the eBay app for anything within 90 days again, just like a normal search would go. So just like 2 separate apps running at the same time. I'm trying to be more efficient with that, but that's how you can get to the Terapeak research through the mobile device. And that is tip number 2. All right, tip number 3 for eBay is sending out offers. I try and send offers as much as I can. I don't send offers all the time, but when you do get the option to send offers, I would highly recommend you guys doing that. You can actually send offers on multiple items all at once as well. Now, my store is pretty small compared to a lot of full-time resellers. I don't have an actual store on eBay as well, where you get extra benefits, I think, that comes with having a store, where you can run like promotions and coupons and whatever like that. So I just have the most basic option for eBay. You can send offers anytime there's any sort of real interest in items. A lot of people think that you just have to have watchers first before you can actually send offers. You can send offers to people that have viewed your item and have maybe viewed it multiple times, kind of showing interest in the item, but they don't necessarily have to be watching the item before you can send an offer to them. So that being said, we're going to hop back into the eBay webpage here, back in your seller hub. And you can see my listings here. So I have 160 active listings here. On the quick filters area, you can see that you can send offers. I have 61 that are actually eligible. So if you click on the quick filter send offers, it will filter out all your listings. So here you can see all the 61 items, and you can send offers individually for each item to whoever. On the Abercrombie & Fitch jeans, I have 0 watchers on this item right now, but I can still send offers on it. Sometimes sending offers will actually engage with eBay, and it could actually end up getting the sale for you. So like I said, you can individually click on send offer here, and then of course you'll get your normal pop up here to send offer. You can send in a price out there and then put in a message and allow counter offers or not, whatever it might be. But you can also send offers to all of them at the same time. So what we can do here is see this blue button again that says send offers up here. So if you click on that, you'll get that pop up, but then you'll see all of the items that are eligible. You can't change it to a dollar amount because all of your items are priced differently. All you see here is a % off amount for the offer. So you can do like a 5% offer or a 10% or a 15%, whatever it might be, whatever you decide to do. And then on the right hand side, you'll see the offer amounts in green, so you can just make sure to double check on these items to make sure that if you're not happy with that offer, that you don't include it with that item. Like if there's one item on here that you really don't want to send an offer to, you can just delete it off of there. You just hit the delete button and then it's off the list. The offer won't be sent to them. But it's nice to see like all of these here. So I had it priced at 15% off here, and you can see the different prices that are going to be going out to these potential buyers. And it's just a way to, send it out to everybody instead of doing it individually. It's a lot quicker this way. But yeah, that's one way to do it. I'm not going to actually send out the offers right now, but all you have to do is hit the send button, and actually it'll do it for you, and that's it. Definitely something to consider. I do send out offers periodically, and it does sometimes land me a sale. So just another tip for you guys. Moving on to tip number 4 is actually doing some actual research on items that could potentially be a pickup for you guys. By that I mean pretty much researching styles and keywords for certain items that you might be already picking up. I pick up a lot of clothing, and it's good to see what kind of sells in certain brands. For example, Polo, Ralph Lauren, there are a ton of different styles and colors that sell for Polo, Ralph Lauren, and there are a ton of stuff listed and a ton of stuff sold on eBay. We're gonna pull up the eBay website once again here, and we're just gonna do a search here for Polo, Ralph Lauren, and you're going to see that there are over 530,000 results, but we're going to be looking at pre-owned items. So we can click on that. That's 400,000 there, and of course you can filter it down as much as you want to here by color or whatever it might be, but I'm just going to leave it open right now. What you're going to do is on the left hand side, you're going to look at the price here and set a minimum of, let's say, $50 and search for that. We've got 45,000 results here, and what you're going to do is actually go to sold items because we want to see the sold comps, and there are 20,000 results here for Polo Ralph Lauren. So you can sort it however you want to. If these are actually going to be all of these sold comps starting at $50 and up. So it's good to see what kind of prints, what kind of styles are selling for a good amount. You don't have to limit yourself to $50. You can go even higher to like $100. Because there are some Polo Ralph Lauren stuff that sells for over $100 all the time. But yeah, looking at some of these more recent results here, we've got a Polo Ralph Lauren hoodie here with the Polo spell out on the front. You can see there's a Polo Ralph Lauren blue sportsman graphic patched denim jacket. So that's kind of like using some of those keywords if you guys see these items in the wild. Definitely anything Polo Ralph Lauren with the flag on it sells pretty nicely. I've sold a couple hats myself. Here we have a hoodie that's like a university graphic. Sportsman seems to be a good keyword. Here we have a chore jacket. It's kind of like those worker jackets out there. Another keyword to look out for, and you can see the design of this. Look at this one. $400 for this Western brown suede ranch coat. Got camo pants. We've got this vintage tweed vest. This is just a good way to do some research on your end. Definitely American flag polo, like I said, does really well. Hunting vests, hunting, fishing. Here, this polo crest is pretty nice too. Another chore jacket, over $100. So let's sort this by lowest to highest and see what is selling for around the $50 range. Got a jacket here. I believe this is a Harrington jacket, if I remember correctly. That's doing some research from before. Big Pony, the Polo Bear puffer jackets are really good. Spell out hoodies, like I mentioned earlier. That's just one way of doing research, you know, finding keywords of certain styles and color and maybe like material too. Just take a little time and do a little research here and there. I mean, you don't have to like just sit here for hours and hours looking through thousands and thousands of items. Again, play around with the filters. You know what? You want to start with $100? Start with $100 and go from there, you know. Whatever you are comfortable with doing, just do that. I've done this a couple times for a few items and got some really good ideas. So when I go out thrifting or garage sales and I see this out in the wild, I know this is a Harrington jacket, this is a Polo Bear, this is an American flag polo shirt. I need to buy it at a good price. Because you know, a lot of the Polo Ralph Lauren stuff, that's just basic and just blank print, nothing on there. They actually don't sell for that good, so definitely don't pick up everything that's Polo Ralph Lauren. But if you search it by dollar amount, you'll see what goes for pretty good money and what to look out for. But that is tip number 4. And the 5th tip for today is to use the sell similar button, but also the sell one like it button in listings. This is mainly for you guys that are new to selling on eBay. I've used this pretty much for every single listing. It has saved me tons of time, but it's very helpful as well for your own listings too. Hop back into the eBay web browser here, and what you can do is go to actions here and do a sell similar, and what it's going to do is it's going to create a new listing with everything that you provided in the previous listing or your current listing. So it even has all the pictures that I have currently on there, and what you can do is remove all the pictures, put in your own, but this is more beneficial if you have multiple quantities of certain items in different sizes. There is also a way to do this via like variations. I believe there's an option for that here. Right here. This one says it's unavailable for this listing. It's limited to qualify in certain item categories only. So let's say I have another one of these cool shirts in a different size, like a size large or something like that. So I can just edit the title here and just change the size to large, and make sure you change the item specifics exactly to what the item is as well. So I would change this to large and then change your description to match it accordingly. Let's just change this to large like this. Change this to large as well. And then you can change the pricing if you want this item to be priced higher or lower than your original pricing for the other one that was extra large. Second price is at like $999, and you can set the different quantities that you want for this one and so forth. So this is already matching whatever it was, and except for all items that I just changed. And all you gotta do is hit list it right here, and you have a brand new listing within a few minutes. Probably can do quicker, but I was showing you a breakdown of those items. And you'll see the new listing here. So I just listed this large shirt. Hopefully no one buys it for $999 because I do not have that shirt. Sell similar, great feature for sure. I'm just going to end this listing here. But it saves you a lot of time, so you don't have to redo the listing itself again over and over again by clicking that create listing. Also being said, if you do, let's say, let's look for that Polo Ralph Lauren again. If you click onto a listing here, you can actually do this right here, this sell now button. I was thinking of what that button was. I couldn't think of it. Right under the photos, hit the sell now button, and what it's going to do is going to pull in the item specifics for this listing. Of course, it's not going to take the pictures from someone else, so you're going to have to do your own photos for that, but it will have their title, all the specifics that they entered in, and so forth. And then you'll have to enter in the condition and description yourself, but it will save you time if you have the exact items that they had posted on here. So just make sure when you do that to double check the specifics and change it accordingly to what your item is. This is definitely something that everybody uses as a reseller. That's just another tip for you guys who are pretty much newer to eBay and you guys don't know that feature. You don't always have to create a new listing. I actually don't think I've actually used this button in a very long time. Pretty much all of my listings have been from using other people's listings and changing it accordingly to my own. But that is it. 5 tips for you guys using eBay on your end. Do you guys use any of these 5? Is this something new that maybe you didn't know about? Let me know in the comments below. One more bonus tip for you guys is to list your items. Just list them, you know, just put it up there. If you don't list it, you can't sell it, can't make money. You have to list it before you can sell it. That's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more thrifting content like this. If If you guys are interested in my last video where I go over the top 23 items that I sold for 2023, I will have it linked up here somewhere for you guys to see. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully your 2024 has started off with a bang.